United States just carried out another strike against a Venezuelan boat, and this is President Trump announcing that strike. We also have a footage that we'll get into after this tweet. This morning on my orders, US military forces conducted a second kinetic strike against positively identified extraordinarily violent drug trafficking cartels and narco-terrorists in Southcom area of responsibility. The strike occurred while these confirmed narco-terrorists from Venezuela were in international waters transporting illegal narcotics, a deadly weapon poisoning Americans, headed to the United States. These extremely violent drug trafficking cartels pose a threat to US national security, foreign policy, and vital US interests. The strike resulted in 3 male terrorists killed in action. No US forces were harmed in this strike. Be warned, if you're transporting drugs that can kill Americans, we are hunting you. The illicit activities by these cartels have wrought devastating consequences on American communities for decades, killing millions of American citizens. No longer. Thank you for your attention. Now, along with this tweet, President Trump also put out the video of the strike. Now, I'll play it, but if you guys don't see it, just know YouTube forced us to take it down. But here's the clip. Now, this strike just happened literally an hour before I'm recording, so we don't have a response yet from the Venezuelan government or Maduro. But, as you guys may remember, a similar strike was carried out roughly a week ago, and we do have a response from Maduro about that strike. Now, President Trump published a video of that strike just like this one, and according to Maduro, that video was AI. It was not real video. Well, here we have Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth answering that question if that video that President Trump published was AI or not. Let's listen in.
Maduro says that the boat that blew up was artificial intelligence. Your response?
He knows it's a lie. They'll only be able to maintain that lie for so long. I watched the strike live. We knew exactly who it was, exactly what they were doing, exactly where they were going, what they were involved in. And, you know, the folks who knew those folks know exactly what happened. So he's going to try to explain it away or lie to his people, as he has for a very long time.
There's this $50 million bounty. Let's call it a bounty. So if he gets turned in by one of his inner circle, or if he decides to negotiate his exit out of Venezuela, then what happens?
Well, the president has a lot of decisions. I wouldn't want to be Nicolas Maduro right now. And Maduro's got a lot of decisions to make. You're sitting on a floating island of American power, and we're prepared to use that power to interdict and destroy narco-terrorists who are sending drugs to our country. We know Nicolas Maduro has been involved in that for a very long time. He's indicted and wanted in the Southern District of New York. There's a bounty for $50 million. The U.S. government wants him. The ball is in his court.
Now, expanding on that last part we just heard, we do have a bounty of $50 million on Maduro's head. Now, we don't know if someone within his government is going to turn him in or basically betray him, give up his position, or give up some kind of weakness, right? We don't know how likely that is, but something interesting just happened a week ago where the Venezuelan defense minister publicly talked about traitors within the government, and he publicly said that Venezuela needs to make sure these traitors are taken care of. So I don't know what that exactly means, but it does seem like we have someone within the government who's working with the United States. Now, here's the whole statement he put out. You guys can listen to it yourself.
Que el orden interno es un asunto que hay que atender. Recuerden bien, la guerra va en paralelo.
That internal order is a matter that needs to be addressed. Remember well, the war is going on in parallel. The military threat itself, unprecedented. Unprecedented. That has been bet on in the Caribbean, aiming at Venezuela. And in parallel, all the actions that imperialism does to destabilize from within, the institutions to provoke the division of the Bolivarian National Armed Forces, and to also provoke that traitors come out from there. the destabilization or the internal stability of the country. We also have to consolidate it. And it is the struggle that we are giving, all empathizing. In parallel, hundreds of fronts at the same time.
Consolidarla. Y es la lucha que vamos dando todas en paralelo. Cientos de frentes al mismo tiempo. Al mismo tiempo.
Now, this situation in Venezuela is showing signs of escalating in the near future. And Maduro can feel something is about to come because we see him basically asking other countries for help, or I guess scrambling for help. Now, these countries trying to help Venezuela are the usual suspect. We have Russia and we have Iran. We likely also have China, but we haven't seen much movement from China except statement. But with Russia, we're seeing much more than just statement. In fact, just a few weeks ago, we heard some chatter in Russian military vlogs where they were talking about Russia sending some Shahed drones to Venezuela to deter any military action from the United States. For those of you who are not keeping up with the Russia-Ukraine war, Russia has been using the Iranian Shahed drones almost every single night against Ukraine, and some of these drones are also accidentally ending up in NATO countries. Now, some Russian bloggers want these drones to be given to Venezuela too. Now, of course, at the end of the day, this is just talk. This could be just Russian hawks talking about what they want. This is not news, but what happened last night is news. A Venezuelan cargo plane took off from Venezuela last night. It went to Tehran, it went to Moscow, and now it's heading back to Venezuela. Of course, we don't exactly know what's inside the plane, but these trips by a Venezuelan cargo plane are not common. In fact, last time this happened was nearly 4 months ago on May the 17th. And now it's happening in the middle of the military buildup that the United States is carrying out in the Caribbean. And let me show you what I mean by the military buildup. 10 Marine F-35 stealth fighter jets were just moved from mainland United States to Puerto Rico. And here I do want to make a point because I've been hearing a lot of people talk about this Venezuela situation, and they always mention this one point. Venezuela is just 2,000 miles from US borders, it's just 2,000 miles from Florida. Well, US borders technically extend to Puerto Rico. It's part of the United States and it's just a few hundred miles away from Venezuela. Now, I'm not saying that to scare anyone. In fact, my whole point is many people are forgetting Puerto Rico. It's part of the United States. It's not a state, but it's still part of the United States. And on top of that, if anyone should be scared, it should be Venezuela because our military buildup at Puerto Rico has been unprecedented. In fact, we have opened up some bases like the formerly Roosevelt Roads Naval Station that haven't been opened since 2004. So this is definitely something to keep an eye on, especially the stuff that we are moving to Puerto Rico. Now let's go over exactly what else we have in the Caribbean. Now, this is something we have covered before, but we have USS Lake Erie, we have USS Samson, USS Gravely, USS Dunham, and USS Newport News. All of them are in the Caribbean, but on top of that, we have a lot of US Navy and Marine Corps air assets in the Caribbean. And I want to specifically point out the increase we've had in just last 15 days because according to the last update that was on August 31st, so roughly 15 days ago, just look at the air assets we had in the region at the end of August and then look at the air assets we have now. And on top of this, it seems like stuff is flying into Puerto Rico every single day. I wake up, I check the news, and I always see something that's moving from Seattle or Florida or Texas and it's heading towards Puerto Rico. And of course, it's not just about air assets moving around in this region. It's also statements coming directly from President Trump. This is what he said just yesterday.
Just one more on Venezuela. The president of Venezuela called the strike on the boat illegal. Are you concerned that Maduro might escalate something?
No, what's illegal are the drugs that were on the boat and the drugs that are being sent into our country and the fact that 300 million people died last year from drugs. That's what's illegal.
Do you think he's not telling the truth when he said it was a fisherman's boat? Do you think that he's
give me a break. You could see it. You saw the bags of white everything right through the bags. It's nonsense. So we knew it before they even left. We knew it before they even left. We knew exactly where it came from, where the drugs came from, and where it was heading. I mean, the problem is nobody's getting on boats anymore, so maybe that's a good problem.
After this, he was asked if getting rid of Maduro is an option. Is that on the table? And this was his answer.
Do you think you will start with strikes on mainland Venezuela?
Well, we'll see what happens. Look, Venezuela is sending us their gang members, their drug dealers, and drugs. It's not acceptable. We'll see what happens. It's not an option or a not option. We'll see. He had an election that was wrong. It was almost as corrupt as our election of 2020. You know that? You know what I'm talking about? I wouldn't say theirs was much more corrupt, but it was certainly corrupt. But ours was corrupt also.
Now, Maduro on his side is also seemed to be preparing for something that's coming, and he's training the citizens to take up arms. In fact, this is a propaganda video that his regime just put out the same day President Trump was making his statements. Let's watch.
No solamente los militares necesitan, sino el pueblo completo necesita prepararse.
For anything that may happen in the country. But we will always carry, as they say, the flag of peace, although we are prepared for any event.
La bandera de la paz, pero estamos preparados para cualquier evento.
La mayoría ya ha pasado, pero el que quiera pasar, la disparas también tú. Está donde está tu pierna izquierda, donde está tu rodilla izquierda, ahí está la fuste de la ametralladora PKT.
Por supuesto, que todos estamos prestos y dispuestos.
Of course, we are all ready and willing at any time. At any moment, we are all ready to defend our homeland. US imperialism thinks it's going to invade. But if they do, they won't be able to leave. They won't leave because we are all ready and willing to give our lives. Here, we are men and women ready to give our lives for our homeland. Who are we? The Sergio Rodriguez Collective, anti-imperialists, sons of Bolivar, and also Chavistas. And what is our mission?
YouTube just dropped a mind-boggling announcement. It is paying creators $64 million per day. Why? Well, because YouTube doesn't have enough creators. That is why you see videos on your homepage that have less than 1,000 views, like this one right here. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that everyone should start a channel. But if you have ever wondered about starting a YouTube channel or a faceless channel, now is a perfect time. YouTube is paying creators millions of dollars every single day, and it's pushing newer and smaller channels now more than ever. But I'm sure you have many questions on how to start and grow a channel. We get questions in our email all the time from some of you guys. That's why we decided to put all our YouTube advice into one YouTube video for completely free. So if you're someone interested in starting your own channel, you can watch that video here on YouTube by clicking the link in the description or card on your screen.